We're looking at pruning tools today on Pots and Trowels, and that's brought to you with the support of Cobra Garden and King Seeds. Hello and welcome to Pots and Trowels. Well, we're at that time of the year now where we potentially will be doing quite a bit of pruning in the garden, fruit trees, rose bushes, deciduous shrubs, all sorts of things that are going to be pruned now through until the spring. So you will need something to prune them with. So what I thought I'd do today is just get out a selection of pruning tools that I keep in the shed, just to give you an idea what you can use them for. So starting with the basic pruner, which is a pair of secateurs, which I'm sure most gardeners will have. They come in various shapes, colours, sizes, different makes, so it's a personal thing which one you use. And this is my favourite one. These are my what I call my Rolls Royce ones. These are really good secateurs. These will last a lifetime essentially, and really sharp and good at pruning these are. So these are what we call a bypass pair of secateurs. So lots of makes do them. As you can see there, the top blade passes by this fixed one. So this is the sharp one, that one isn't sharp, and it bypasses almost like a scissor action, and these are really good for general pruning around the garden of all types of things. Not only woody growth, but these, if they're kept sharp, will be able to cut very soft sappy growth as well. The test is when they're sharp they should be able to cut paper. Very similar are these, again bypass ones. These are same make, and these are one of the professional ones simply because this handle here, as you can see, rotates, and these are designed for anybody that's doing lots of pruning, because what that does is twists as your hand rolls in. So it just takes a little bit of the strain out of pruning if you're doing a lot of pruning. So work exactly the same. And then we've got these. This is just a different design. Where we've got the bypass, this is called an Anvil secateur because we've got this thick anvil at the base here and one blade that chops down onto it. So again, good for general pruning, not so much the finer pruning I find with these, because it can squash that sappy growth on there if it's too soft. But if you've got any thick wood or dead wood in a rose bush or a shrub, these are really good at crunching through that dead material. So always handy to have a pair of each and use them for different things. The thing is, never try to prune anything too thick. You know, anything much thicker than my little finger in there is going to really strain them. So, you know, have the right tool for the right pruning and get something a little bit bigger. Just to show you, these are my bypass. This is really soft and sappy. It's a bit of diacia that hasn't died down, but you can see this is very soft. In fact, it will even cut the leaf. You can see there, so that's how sharp you want them to be, so that you can cut paper and it makes a really sharp cut. But likewise, if I get a piece of apple wood here and wanted to do a cut, there's if I were pruning in a normal situation just above the bud, it will make that really clean cut there, no jagged edges on it. So that's what you want your secateurs to be able to do. If you've got anything then a little bit heavier, slightly thicker, then I would go for, again, bypass, but these are loppers, hand pruners, call them what you want. Some people don't like the term lopper because it makes it sound like you're hacking the wood off, but it's again a bypass. Longer handles gives you more leverage essentially. You can reach a bit higher, but you can prune bigger stems in there, and because you've got these bigger handles, you've got that leverage. So great for the next step up from your secateurs. This version again is the Anvil version. So we've got this solid base here. Great if you've got dead wood in fruit bushes or anything like that. It really crunches down. You've got the leverage there, and this sharp blade will crunch it down and cut that out. So again, for that heavier pruning. And then again, if it is a thicker branch and you're struggling to get it out, this one has a ratchet on it. So if you can't squeeze it all in one go, you can ratchet in like that, and they work really well. You've got to have the wood in there for it to work, but you've got this cog here, it engages, and you can pump it in and chop it off. And the great thing about this pair and many others is they've got extendable handles like this. So, you know, you can use them short, or you can extend the handles if you want to prune that little bit higher or reach into a plant. So they are your basic types of secateur and pruners. Other things that I think are really good to have in your pruning toolkit are little hand saws, because again, sometimes it's difficult to get the blades in if it's a tight, congested shrub, or it might even be a little bit too thick for that. So these little hand saws, these foldable hand saws, and there's all different types you can get. Some of them have a fixed handle, wooden handle, but I like these particularly because you can pop them into your back pocket or your coat pocket, and these are really sharp. These cut on the back stroke, so you're not pushing forward to cut, it's always on the back stroke. So it's great if you're reaching up because you can pull it down, and they will cut through dead or living wood, quite thick, you know, several inches in diameter. You can cut a branch off a tree with those, so they are really handy to have. Again, lots of different types, and when you're finished you fold it up and put it away. And this one is just a smaller version, a very small one, but again quite handy, again perfect for popping in your pocket. But if you've just got an awkward little branch that you want to cut out, you can just saw that out. Very sharp. So they are really handy tools to have in your garden. One more thing that isn't really for cutting thicker branches, but it's really good. We use it on our topiary, on the box and things. These are sort of designed like the old sheep shearers, and these are really good. Again, they work like a pair of scissors, but I find you can make a really neat job when you're pruning box or any fine topiary and that type of thing. So again, worth having for that type of thing that you're pruning in the summer, not in the winter. And then of course, finally, if you've got something that's a bit taller and you don't want to get the ladders out, it's worth thinking about getting one of these long reach poles with a saw that goes on the top like this. So these are really good. You can see we've got this quite large saw on there with those teeth that will cut through the wood really easily, and I don't know how far Jill can go up, but I mean that's still quite tall at that, but if I want to extend that, that will go even taller, and I don't know how tall this is, but it is pretty big. I think that's the last one there. That locks into position. Take this one out, and that one was a little bit stiff because I've not used it for a while, and again that one goes up. So that one is really tall. You know, I could take our chimney pot off with that, literally. So if you've got big trees and you want to take a broken branch out, one of these is ideal for that type of thing. And the good thing about this one is we can take the blade off. It can be replaced with a pruner if you want, so a cut pruner on there, but I can take off the blade like this and then pop that there, so get rid of that, and you can get a handle for it. So again, you don't necessarily want to be climbing up a ladder, but we can pop that into there, and I've got a really strong saw for pruning trees, fruit trees, apples, that type of thing, ornamental trees where I need to take something a little bit thicker out, but I don't want to use, say, a chainsaw, that type of thing. So all of these are really handy for pruning around the garden. So to keep them in good condition, just very quickly, I'm not going to go into too much detail because we did do a video on this a few years ago, which you can find on YouTube. But basically with your secateurs, it's just a case of making sure that they're clean. So good practice, I've got this oily rag here. When I finish pruning, always give them a quick wipe down, because that will get rid of any sap. If you get a build-up of sap that dries, it dries black on the blade. Don't confuse it with a blade like this one that is painted black, by the way, but if it should be a silvery shiny blade, it will go black. If that happens, just get yourself a little bit of fine sandpaper, and basically you can just rub that off. Wire wool is really good as well. So you want to go back so that you've got a nice shiny blade like that on both sides. That keeps them nice and clean. You need to keep them sharp. They will come super sharp, and I'm not suggesting you sharpen them every time you use them, but every now and again, then I use these little diamond tip sharpeners, which are great. And with these bypass secateurs, we have a bevel on one side and it's flat on the other. So on the bevel side, following that angle, we just stroke that round. Basically, we're just putting an edge on that, take any burrs off, and that is it. A little bit of oil on there as well, just keeps everything lubricated. Anvil ones, they have a bevel on both sides, so just have a look at the blade and sharpen according to where the bevels are. So secateurs are really easy to keep clean and sharp. When it comes to things like the bigger pruners, you could again use the diamond tip sharpeners, but I find these are really, really good, these tungsten sharpeners. Again, I'd be following that edge, but there's the sharpener. It's just a case of getting that in and drawing that round, and you've got to put a little bit of pressure on. We're following the angle again of that bevel, and I can see, I don't know whether the camera can, but already that is got nice and bright. I'm cutting into that steel, and that really, really does make a difference. So keeping them sharp and oiled, little few drops of oil on a cloth so that there's no rust forming, and will make your tools not only last so much longer, but keeping them sharp makes it so much easier for you to get out and do all your pruning to keep your plants healthy and looking great through the following season. There we go, that one's all ready for action in the garden so that we can do some pruning. And don't forget, all the videos that we've done over the past several years you can find on YouTube, where they are totally free. Subscribe for free on all different gardening subjects. We'll be back again with you next week in the garden. In fact, we're going to be doing some pruning in the fruit garden. So we'll see you then. Bye.